I think one more like attack card and we're looking real good. Let's do something that does a lot of damage. How about this? We get the 3. Super key, man. Just super good. Get all of our resources back, right? 7. 8 stacks of vulnerable. 9 stacks of vulnerable. Bam and bam. Big hits. And then baseball takes him out. You bet. Welcome back to the channel, friends. I'm your host, AK, and today we're taking a look at a game called Slumber Realm. This is a dreamy dice roguelike deck builder that takes a fun, whimsical approach. Now in this game, you will battle your adolescent fears by drafting equipment cards and rolling dice. Now one particular cool and unique aspect I found with this title is the fact that, depending on your dice roll, multiple equipment cards can proc off at the same time, which creates for some unique and fun combos. We're going to explore it here today. Now, as we're going through the video, if you want to check this game out for yourself, you can certainly do so. There is a free demo available right now on Steam, link in the video description below. Otherwise, the release date is simply slated for to be announced. So let's hop on in, smash the like button if you like the content, consider becoming a subscriber if you are new here, and I thank you so much. Now let's rock and roll. Right, so the game does begin in your 1990s style bedroom, an era that I have a great appreciation for, and this game actually pays homage to the 90s era. A great era, great music, terrible fashion, but great music and cool things like the English Composition Notebook and RC Cola. I guess let me know what else the 90s reminds you of in the comments section below. However, what are we doing here exactly? Well, by clicking this dream journal right here, a run does begin, okay? There's also an allowance system in place. I think you get allowance by winning runs, and then you can use it to decorate your room a little bit further. All kinds of cool stuff. Looks like a lot of books here. I did purchase a calendar just post-tutorial. And my friends, that is pretty much the extent of my knowledge about this game. I'm fresh off the tutorial, but I found this game fun. So let's dive on into the dream journal and begin a run. Top secret, no parents allowed. Yes, indeed. Right, so we have an entry from January 2nd, 1997. I had the strangest dream last night. I was a knight and fought bizarre bad guys. The good news is that I fixed the radio. Just needed a few solid whacks to the side. Finally, I can get back to making the mixtape for Angela. Remember mixtapes, absolutely. And Angela, perhaps some sort of love interest. Looks like we have a skeleton playing the keyboard or the piano. Let's get some shut-eye. Now our run begins, and of course, we have the formulation of our little map here, okay? And it all begins with a little bit of deck building. So the equipment draft, this is going to get us familiar with our equipment cards right away, and I'll explain just a little bit about what I know about equipment cards, okay? So, effectively what's happening is we have our skill name, what it's going to do, and who it targets here. And then we have a dice range. Now you will notice a two-tone color of the dice. So there's a day and night cycle in this game, so it looks like it doesn't matter what cycle you roll the dice in to get this one to proc off, right? And likewise with this, whereas this one is only at night, okay? So you gotta pay attention to that. This one's only during the day. These are dual, effectively. And a really cool thing about this game, and I kind of preface this in the intro, is as you're building out your deck, whatever dice you roll, so let's say I roll a 3, right? Let's say I have both of these cards in my hand and we roll a 3. Well, they're both going to proc off, okay? So you can actually put together pretty long combos, or that's effectively what I'm really excited to kind of try out with this one. But it seems like we can put together really long combos depending on the dice roll. So it's a different way to think about it. It's an interesting and unique way to think about it that I really do appreciate. And furthermore, the sequence which these cards are in your hand do matter as well, because they're going to proc off in sequence. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So obviously you want to apply a debuff that causes the enemy to take more damage before you do a damaging card. And then last, we do get these little abilities here, and to use your abilities in fight, you need to use resources, okay? Well, every time you use a card, you're going to get a quantity of resources. For instance, when we use this card in fight, when it activates, we get +2 of this resource. And then our skills use those resources to use in battle. You can use them as many times as you like, as long as you have resources. Pretty basic stuff, really is. But let's go ahead and let's draft our first card. So we have Drum 6. Again, another day-night dual card. 1 damage 2 times. It's going to hit the enemy, give us this ability resource. We have Wiffle Ball, 1 through 3. Does 3 damage, though. Follow-up, evolve into Baseball. So what does follow-up mean? Follow-up effect only resolves if an ability has been used on the same turn. Okay. It's removed and permanently replaced by another. Oh, okay, cool. So, looks like Wiffle Ball will evolve into Baseball if we simply just use it. And that does 5 damage, wow. Then we have Stuffy. It's going to heal us for 1. Here's our health right here. We also accrue gold, which can be used in various shops along the way, as you would think. Now, the one value I see with the drumstick here is it can be used day or night, right? And it's got a pretty good range. Although we already have a copy of that card, but could certainly double it up. Looks like the resources are different. Okay. But Wiffle Ball seems like a pretty good one to me. Now, we got to get low rolls, but Wiffle Ball seems like where it's at to me. So I say we do it. We have the Intimidate ability, so enemy gains 2 vulnerable, which will cause them to take +1 damage for each vulnerable stack. And then we have the Guard, so +2 defense, which will obviously deflect damage. We have Aspect Tactical, a collection of abilities, equipment, memories, and snacks. Okay, so maybe like you can get different aspects, I guess, which will dictate what abilities you have. That could very well be. I think we take Wiffle Ball. I think it's the best one here, if you ask me. And totally rad. Alright, so on into our fight, we have Buffoli. Okay, so a buff broccoli dude. Or we have the Mush Groom. Alright. So he's about to get married, it looks like. So our rewards here are +5 yellow resources. We got a memory. Atomic Wedgie, that's hilarious, man. Half a vulnerable now remains at the end of each combat round. Okay, I mean, that's actually pretty good. Or just basic gold and basic blue currency. I think the Mushroom is a little bit better. Yeah, so he is elite if we look up here, right? And what's he going to do? 2 love. For each love, take 1 damage when an equipment does damage to the opponent. And then also 3 damage. He's got 14 HP. I say we take him out. Let's do it. Alright, so the Brave Knight, that is us in dream form. And your 5th worst nightmare, the Mush Groom. Okay, so we have 5 enemies to face. Alright, so it is Night Cycle, alright? So Wiffle Ball is out of play for right now. And effectively what we do is we roll our dice, and we see what it is. Now, do I want to use any of these resources quickly? Maybe I use like Ability Guard. Just to block off the damage because we're not filling HP between fights, right? So definitely want to make sure we keep it high. Although I don't have any abilities that give me this resource, so that's the yellow resource, right? So that's something that we do have to consider as we go about our run here today. And then the enemy is also going to get a dice roll too, so you're not exactly sure what they're going to do. My guess is it works the same as ours works, where if they get the right roll, multiple equipment cards can proc off at the same time. I think what we do is, let's go ahead and let's guard it up. Let's do it, and let's roll the dice. Alright, it's a 5. So we're going to actually get both of these. Fantastic. So vulnerable. Bam. Get it. And then drumsticks. Bam. And bam. Fantastic. Alright, a pretty good start. Got 2 damage on him. He's going to hit us. Well, he's going to propose. He's going to cause the love status. Does not do any damage directly. Now it's daytime. Wiffle Ball is in effect. Let's see if maybe we can get the Wiffle Ball. Do I use these resources? Probably should just save them. We've got a nice opening hit on them, so let's go ahead and roll it. Alright, nice. We get it. So, Rotting Onion and Wiffle Ball. So, vulnerable. And then, bam, a really big hit. Now, the question is this going to evolve into Baseball? Follow-up effect only resolves if an ability has been used on the same turn. I guess we're going to have to learn a little bit more about the evolve, or the follow-up effect. Follow-up and evolve effects, more like. Alright, 6 HP on this guy. I mean, if we get the right roll, we can take him down even further. Don't have any ways to really stave off damage, so we have to just go for it. Now, I could put 2 vulnerable on him. And if we get 1 damage 2 times, right, so that'll be... I mean, if we get the right roll, we can actually take him out. Let's try it. Probably shouldn't be burning through my resources like this, but... Okay, so we do get drumsticks.
I love you.
Don't get the second stack of vulnerable, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Absolutely fantastic. The Good Knight is victorious. And we secure a relic. We get 5 yellow resources, which is actually really good. It's our only way to get block, right? At least currently. Atomic Wedgie, a tactical card. Okay, we're going to have to learn a little bit more about these. 20 gold, and then we get an equipment draft. Fantastic. Alright, so this Rotting Onion does give us 2 yellow currency, which is great. We have boomerang. So 5 damage to the enemy, 1 damage to the player. Umbrella. So 2 damage to the enemy, 2 defense. But it's a pretty tight window. I think maybe we go with a vulnerable build. Like, I think the way I want to think about this game is... I mean, are we able to assemble a bunch of cards with dice ranges in the same range? You know what I mean? So if I can throw this in here, and then we can maybe... Let's do this. So vulnerable is applied twice on the front end. It's going to make our attacks just more impactful. And then what is this? Can I do anything with this yet? Doesn't look like it, but still totally rad. We're kind of going into a vulnerable build, I suppose. So what is this? Trade resources. Okay. We're at 5s across the board. That's not so bad. Otherwise, we do have a shop as well. So let's go into the shop. Buy persistent items, grants an effect which lasts the whole dream. Okay. So blanket fort, what is this? Start of each combat round, the enemy gains 1 vulnerable for each equipment with at least 1 power. So that, of course, is this. Add 1 power to previous and next equipment. So what does power do? Activates the night die roll between 1 and 5. Destroyed when uses reach 0. So it's got limited uses. Okay. +1 resource for each hosted power. Okay, so you get more resources by using this. Got it. But you can only use it 5 times. And we're sort of subject to the dice roll, right? What is this? Okay, so it gives you this. Just broadly as a relic. Okay. +1 resource for each hosted power. We have the Guardian Gumball, +10 defense. I mean, +10 defense. It's a one-time use type thing. But that wouldn't be terrible. And then we got the Licorice Whip. Everybody knows that song. Of course, that was from the 80s, I do believe. I think Blanket Fort is fine. And then maybe we can try to target some power cards, I guess. Enemy gains 1 vulnerable for each equipment with at least 1 power. Or maybe I do zapped. +1 resource for each hosted power. Let's do it. I mean, it seems good. I'm a little unsure of exactly how to work it, but, you know, we're going to learn. We're going to learn. And this guy, funnily enough, consumes your shopping cart. So it looks like we still can trade resources. I think we're good where we're at. Let's go to the next fight. So we got Skeleton. Okay, so we can heal 5. Or we got Geology Homework. That is hilarious. We've got the braces and all. What is this memory? After the player takes damage from enemy or player equipment, the enemy takes 1 damage. Can heal for 8, 25 gold. Looks like this guy has a pretty intense set. Let's go with the Skeleton. I'm fine with that. We can get a decent heal. Hopefully we can take him out quickly with vulnerable. And we'll see. Alright, so here's the power stacks, right? These are good. +1 resource is nice. So 2 damage and 4 damage. I say we go ahead and employ the shield. And then try to get some vulnerable stacks on him. As long as we don't roll a 1, I mean, we're going to be applying vulnerable and damage, right? And then hitting him multiple times helps. Right, like that's a decent opening salvo, for sure. So he rolls a 6, 4 damage coming our way. We have 2 block, but 4 damage is a lot. And then I do also believe the enemy is going to power up the longer they last, okay? So let's use this again. And let's roll it. Maybe we can get all 3. So obviously like 3 is the best number that we can roll. Or 2. But regardless, the wiffle ball gets it done. And now it's a baseball. Okay. So whatever happened, it evolved on that turn. We take effectively 0 damage. And we should be good. As long as we don't roll a 1. Alright, a 3. Fantastic. 3 during the day. That is the best dice that we can roll. And we get it right here. And look at the vulnerable to stack up. Got a good relic set in. Sounds like the skeleton broke the keyboard. Or the piano. So we heal for 5 and get another equipment draft. This is good. I'm really excited to see what happens when you have, like, your entire little backpack filled up with cards. Like, that's pretty cool, man. You know, 1 dice roll can really make a huge difference. So, Flurby. Add 1 power to previous equipment and then 2 damage. Okay, so 1 through 4 during the day. Stolen lunch money. Gain 1 gold for each vulnerable on the enemy. I mean, that's really good for our deck. And then another one of these as well. Like, my mind goes to being able to apply a ton of vulnerable. Not to mention we do get the resources needed to continuously apply guard as well. Gain 1 gold for each vulnerable on the enemy. I mean, at any given time, it's going to be... Can actually manually apply it if we like. I think you go with this again. And we just stack up the vulnerable big time. There's no, like, downside to it that I can see. Alright, we got a shop. Looks like we can swap resources again, too. So here's a healing spell. I don't think it would be terrible. Red Karate Belt. Takes 1 damage. Sir Munchalot Crown. During the day, defense is no longer removed at the end of the turn. Interesting. Tender Toffee. Enemy gains 3 vulnerable. Guardian Gummies, 5 defense. Could maybe come in and help us out in a pinch. I think let's buy the ice pack. We have a means to heal now. And again, it's that crucial 3 dice roll, right? If we can just consistently roll 3. Right, we don't have the best chance of consistently rolling 3, but if we can, we're going to heal, apply vulnerable, and damage. So, it's good stuff, man. I'm liking where this deck is going so far. I think we can end with the heal. That's completely fine. Looks like we have 5 uses. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that was a limited card. Okay, Geology Homework. No longer elite, though. Or Holy Roly Poly. Looks like some sort of insect. Divine Thorax, 6 damage. Blessed Shell, remove all vulnerable. Gain 1 fortified for each vulnerable removed. What does fortified do? Gain 1 defense for each fortified, then remove all fortified. I mean, it seems like he's going to pretty consistently do 6 damage. But we also get this. Which would be a double up. It would be. Do heal 12. He's got 86 HP. Yikes, man. No healing here, but we do have the healing card. I don't see the value in this because we already have this, right? So let's go ahead and check out the Geology Homework. I probably need a better attack option. So in our next card draft, we'll target something that maybe hits a little harder. Okay, so Pop Quiz. Counts down until enemy die roll. Okay, so it's going to count down as he rolls his dice more. Add Little Rock, Medium Rock, and Big Rock. So what does that mean exactly? Oh, okay, so I think I understand. So he's got 1 use on each of these. And they do pretty good damage, right? And then once he rolls a total of 20, he's going to get them all back again. I do believe. Okay, so we got damage coming our way, most certainly. So let's go ahead and defense up. In fact, maybe hit that twice. Roll that dice. All right, it's a 4. A useful number to roll indeed. It's now a 3 or a 4, right? Good stuff. And I do believe 10 is the max. And look at that. We just refilled our yellow resource so we can add guard next turn too. Alright, so he rolls a 3. Medium rock. Coming my way. Bam. Deflected by the block. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's add some guard. He's got 2 stacks of vulnerable persisting on him, which is good. Let's give him a few more. Might as well deplete these resources too. I think 1 more like attack card and we're looking real good. Let's do something that does a lot of damage. How about this? We get the 3. Super key, man. Just super good. Get all of our resources back, right? 7. 8 stacks of vulnerable. 9 stacks of vulnerable. Bam, and bam. Big hits. And then baseball takes him out. You bet. Okay, so that's no longer wiffle ball, so that is permanently upgraded. Is that so? Well, 5 damage with all the vulnerable stacks. Pretty nice. Let's go ahead and target another attacking card. And then maybe we can get into something elite next turn. Now we have umbrella, so 3 through 4. Stolen lunch money, bedpost. Okay, so that's a really tight range. But you kind of risk it a little bit. Umbrella, 2 damage and 2 defense. 1 gold for each vulnerable on the enemy, of which we can really stack up a lot. Maybe baseball is like just the money card that we need, as long as we roll it. Or maybe you have a strong damaging option at night as well. Right, we have one during the day, maybe at night. I think stolen lunch money goes with what we're doing here and can get us, you know, more gold. So let's go ahead and take it. Totally rad. Alright, don't need to really trade resources. So we have the alarm clock. Yeah, everybody's worst enemy for sure. Random player equipment gains snooze. How about the elite fight? So we got this holy roly-poly again. Oh, I've got to pop it in the shop, right? Ice pack, we're good on that. Red karate belt, virus shield 97. After taking damage, gain 1 fortified. 1 cubicle crisp. Roll 1. The unit's next die will roll a 1, guaranteed. Interesting. So there are ways to augment what you're rolling. I think we're good saving the cash for now. Don't need a trade. Alarm clock or holy roly-poly. So what is this? Breath blasters. Enemy gains 8 vulnerable. Wow. Looks like change today. Okay, so it changes today. 30 gold there. Let's go against Mr. Holy Roly-Poly. Now, he can counter us pretty good. If he rolls high. Right, Blessed Shell. But if we can pretty consistently get 6 guard, we should be fine. So let's get 6 guard. Let's stack vulnerability on him immediately. Okay, so he's fragile as well. Interesting. Well, let's get a couple of stacks on him. Of course, you don't know what you're going to roll, but I'm guessing we're going to roll at least something. Yeah, 3. Fantastic. Give me those resources back, you bet. Yeah, we're going to be able to block at least 6 points of damage. Big hit there. Again, big hit. And the useless heal. That's alright. Enemy turn. He rolls a 4. Okay, so he gets his Blessed Shell. Gonna get all kinds of fortified stacks now. Then remove all fortified. Okay, so it's kind of pointless to try to do damage to him this turn. But let's go ahead and guard up. Let's roll the dice. And we get a 4. So drumsticks, ice pack, stolen lunch money again. So we are going to get some bonus gold here at least. Bam. Of course, does nothing. Ice pack for the useless heal, and then lunch money. You bet. Wow, so he rolls a 3. 6 damage coming our way. But we shake it off. You're not even 1% as holy as I. The all-might and totally benevolent holy roly-poly. Well, it's a strategy that works for us. Supply the vulnerability pretty thickly on them, and I do like that as long as you have the resources, you can use your abilities as much as you want. And how about that? We get a 3. Fantastic. Would have been great during the day, but we get the 3. Get lots of resources back, too. He's about to take a whole lot of damage here, man. Bam. And bam. 13. Alright, hopefully he does Divine Thorax. Hopefully. We'll see. Yep, he gets a 2. Alright, fantastic. So now he still has 7 stacks on him. This is the time to take him out. Can we roll a 1, 2, or 3 and get the baseball? We're gonna see. Let's roll it. Let's go. And it's a 1. Alright, so rotting onion, vulnerable being applied, baseball, and then stolen lunch money again. So not only are we going to cash out pretty big with the stolen lunch money, I mean, what are we going to get? 12 gold here? Just like winning another fight. Baseball hits them big. Fantastic. And we shake off that damage, so it looks like baseball does attack twice. And the enemy levels up, so now he's hitting for 12. That's a bit scary. He's got a lot of vulnerable on him. Maybe we just kind of top that up a little bit. And we get a 5. Okay, so drumsticks are going to proc off. Which is good. Means we win. Looks like heal is on his last charge as well. And down goes Mr. Holy Roly Poly. Victory, good night. Let's see if we can get a damaging skill. Wiffle ball again. Laser pointer, charge up. Will not activate until fully powered up. Gains power modification. It's going to give the enemy 4 vulnerable. I mean, we're already doing that. Remote control, follow up, activate previous equipment. Really? We also have wiffle ball again. I mean, I don't dislike wiffle ball. We do need more damage. Gives us the right energy to keep our guard up. Or the right resource. This has an interesting play on like our vulnerable skill, but you need to roll a 3 through a 6 for it. But you can effectively apply vulnerable again. Or maybe even drumsticks again, but only during the day, right? I'll go with wiffle ball. It's completely fine. It's functional, it works. Totally rad. Let's go. Right, freemoney.exe. Dang, computer virus got into the freaking computer again. Pop-up window, 2 damage. Okay. Is this like a boss fight? Could be. Check the shop here quick. Jack in the box. Earn 5 blue resources. Okay, so this gives you a bunch of resources for abilities. Blanket fort. Enemy gains 1 vulnerable for each equipment with at least 1 power. The answer is yes on that. Gain 3 gold. I mean, we have a ton of gold. 72. Enemy gains 3 vulnerable. I mean, sure. Can I re-roll this at all? Doesn't look like it. Tiny purchase right there for sure. And I wonder if this is the boss fight. Seems like maybe it could be. Alright, the Brave Knight versus freemoney.exe, a computer virus. What's he gonna do? Spam. Gains a pop-up window when taking damage. Not sure what that means exactly. Only 2 damage, but 150 HP. It's quite a bit. Let's guard up. And let's get a good roll to begin with here, game. Alright, 4. Not bad at all. Looks like we can speed things up a little bit too. Alright, so yeah, big hits, air roar, air roar. Oh, okay, I see what happens. So he's actually gaining skills. And he's going to unleash that salvo. So let's make sure we stay guarded up in case he gets a 4. Let's roll it. Let's make him a little more vulnerable. Let's go. Come on, baseball, wiffle ball. It's a 6. Okay, so that's actually one of the worst that we could roll. Okay, so he's getting a couple more, man. I can see how this boss can get a little scary for sure. Alright, so we're out of yellow resource, meaning we're pretty susceptible to taking damage. Our heal is gone. Let's stack up some vulnerability, and let's roll the night dice. It is a 1. Alright, more vulnerability. Get some resources back, which is good. 23 stacks of vulnerability on him. Okay, so we're about to take some damage. Yeah, that hurts a little bit. It does. But the daytime is our time. Let's get our guard back. More vulnerability, and let's roll it. It's another 6, man. We're just not getting good dice rolls here at all. Guess at least we did some damage there. Got no resources for guard. Stack up the vulnerability. And give me a good roll. Another 6. Man, really? At the very least we're doing damage, but my goodness. Maybe I've been getting luckier than I thought throughout this whole run. Just gotta roll it. Just gotta roll it. So let's go. Another, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, it's enough to take him out, thankfully, but wow. What are the chances of rolling, what, 5 6s in a row? Pretty crazy. But we got the Slumber Realm Dream Report card, school year 1997. So it reviews the deck that we put together. Fun vulnerability deck, man. Really helped us skyrocket that damage, of course. Aspects, we didn't really get too much into the aspects in this. Had 20 of 30 hit points remaining, 97 gold. Maxtitude, we got a B. Economics, A+. You earned 150 gold this stream. Okay, so maxtitude, maybe that's like your remaining health? No, health class. Healed yourself for 7 damage during the stream. Maybe that's healing amount. Enthusiasm. Not bad at all. Of course, you got some old school sticker from the 90s. Looks like it's time to wake up. Alright, so new aspect unlocked. Tinker. Okay, so aspects are a collection of abilities, equipment, memories, and snacks. There are several more to unlock as you explore the Slumber Realm. Okay, let's add that to the collection. We got some allowance. What is this? A puzzle cube. I definitely need one of those, but we can't afford it. Let's learn about stupid math and junk. Let's go ahead and nice dusty corner, the bedroom. So you can really just make it float. Yeah, let's plaster it to the wall. Why not? And then you would essentially dive on into another dream. You'd collect more of those aspects, and I do think that dictates your opening hand maybe a little bit. Maybe it dictates your abilities. I'm not exactly sure, but it would be curious to see what those aspects are all about throughout the course of another run. However, my friends, for this fine game and this fine video, I hope you had fun. I'm fresh out of time, but this of course has been Slumber Realm. So let's pop back to the main menu and of course land this plane. Sure hope you enjoyed a dreamy dice roguelike deck builder. Now, I do think this game is working with a lot of fun things. I like that your equipment cards that you draft, you know, depending on your dice roll, you can actually utilize them all. So it really makes your mind kind of go to, you know, what cards am I drafting? What is the dice that is required to activate them? And how can I put a deck synergized around specific dice rolls versus maybe effects or damage output or, you know, the other things that you typically look for in deck building type of games. I think this one thinks about it a bit differently, and I really did enjoy my time with it. Now, if you want to check it out for yourself, you can certainly do so. There's a free demo available right now on Steam. I will leave a link in the video description below. And like I said in the intro, the release date is simply to be announced. but it's a fun one. Maybe one for the wish list, maybe one you want to jump on into right now. You certainly can. Once again, the demo is, of course, free. The price is right? So I want to thank you for spending some time on the channel today. Let me know some nostalgic 90s references in the comments field. Also, let me know what you thought about the game. Let me know if maybe you want to see another run. I'd be happy to do it. I do enjoy my deck builders, and I think this one approaches it just a little bit differently, makes it stand out from the rest, which I really do appreciate. I also appreciate the 90s flair. A fantastic era indeed, for music especially, not so much for fashion. But you gotta love it, and you gotta pay respect where respect is due. So thanks so much for spending some time on the channel today, my friends. I do appreciate it, and I'll be catching you in the next video. Thanks a lot.
It's time for you to know what AboBRO knows. Time to go where the AboBROs go. Towers get defended, roads get light, decks get built, dungeons get crawled. Indie gem after indie gem.